In a world full of spooky internet parodies, one ghoul would take the time to haunt them all.
Okay, I'm actually getting really spooked, you guys.
And deliver the tricks and treats.
No, seriously, guys, stop!
This is Burning
I said
Bridges with
stop!
Ivan
This
LeRoy.
October Weed special was a mistake! Put it away! God damn!
First scare.
A scary month calls for a subject so terrifying most abridgers don't even want to touch it. Identity. Yes, abridging has an identity crisis and we all know whose fault that is. It begins with a T and ends with an even 4-star. Nah, just kidding. It's way too fucking easy to blame TFS for every ill in abridging. No, once again, it's all your fault, fair viewer. But it does relate to TFS in a way, in that every aspiring abridger has this foolish notion that they want to be the next TFS. They want to adopt the TFS model. And then when they realize after the first episode they produce that that's impossible, they give up. Either literally or spiritually. And then they just start producing nothing but garbage, and after that they exclaim, "Nah man, we're just doing this for fun." Shut up. I see you. I know what you've been up to. So let me offer you some profound words that I want you to remember going forward. Whether you're new to the abridging game or a well-seasoned vet, you will never be Team 4-star. You will never be something witty entertainment. You won't be perps. You won't be schmucks. You won't even be me. You especially don't want to be me. You will be you. But who are you exactly? Right now, you and 95% of this community are posers. You're trying to be somebody you can't be. You're emulating a style that's been done to death, not just by those you aspire to, but also by your contemporaries, and to the audience, and the savants of this medium. You get lost in this. You get forgotten in this. The remaining 5% are the ones who are remembered, who are noteworthy. For better or worse, emphasis on the worse, they achieve this by defining themselves. Not by picking the latest fall anime and reaching a passive 500,000 viewership, but by taking a goddamn stance. This is why a boorish scrub with an area subscriber and a penchant for pissing people off got a seat with guys like Something Witty and the Schmucks so early on. While my contemporaries were busy copy and pasting the status quo for passive views, I put in the extra effort to define myself with that pompous, pretentious cinematic flair. Nobody else does what I do, and that's why I stand out. I don't get as many views, but I get all of the respect. It doesn't matter if it's by a sworn ally or a sworn enemy. I always get that much from them. And that's what it means to be a defined presence in this community. That's what it means to stand out and be somebody. So how does one achieve this self-actualization of identity? I honestly can't tell you that. There is no one way, but there is a common denominator if you've already been paying attention. It's doing something that nobody else can do. Look inside yourself. What do you love to do? What do you love to do that only you can do, or at least do it better than everyone else? Does it sound like a difficult undertaking? Good. The forgotten 95% abhor effort. You, on the other hand, adore effort. You're gonna bust your ass. You're gonna do what no one else can. Be who no one else can be. Because you're not TFS. You're not a schmuck. You are you. And people will recognize you for it. Because what's one man amongst a crowd compared to one man against the odds? That's my first burn. We'll be right back.
Spooky Rewind. Is that really the best you could come up with?
September 2017. Although I'm holding up hope for the next Breaking Bean, not a series, but like a spiritual successor, Magneto vs. Mr. Fantastic by Walter M.B. is the next best thing. It has that perfect balance between character and punchline, so one doesn't overshadow the other. But the most impressive thing on display is his handle of racially charged humor, whereas the rest of the community resigns itself to uttering the word as a punchline, Mr. MB weaves it into the narrative. Characters are constantly jumping to conclusions and calling out on each other's racism while slipping out some epithets of their own. It's cheeky, good fun, and adds to that insult exchange humor that's also lacking in the community. Ha X Ha is one of the last parodies that come to mind when thinking about series that could use a little change-up or facelift to keep things feeling fresh. But dynamic duo Earl of Bassington and Coffin Jockey reached far outside their comfort zones to dig into a whole slew of new bits and tricks that's making their series feel fresher and funnier than ever. The bit that stood out the most to me was when Gon laced his discomfort with his familial situation into a hokey stand-up routine in response to a rather interrogative interview. This is the most comedic and dramatic density I've ever seen displayed from either writer's entire body of work. And they have the gall to nail it within a few scant seconds. And that's before they do it again. And again! In the most emotionally charged scenes the two have ever written in each of their respective works. Top that all off with the top-tier, consistent, hilarious pacing they're already known for throughout a very generous 14-minute runtime. The longest in the series. The longest ever produced by Earl of Bassington. For a duo that rests so comfortably on the peak of irreverent, phonetic humor in this community, it's impressive and exciting to witness such a concerted effort and a desire to evolve. You don't see much of that, if at all, in abridging. You especially don't expect it from this particular series, the silliest, slap-happiest lackadaisical parody on the interwebs. Ha X Ha now has more emotional and narrative weight than most abridged parodies. What's your fucking excuse?
Friendly Fright Fest!
This month we got the lovely Viewtiful Valentine returning with the not-so-lovely Naomified. Two stellar voice actors in a not-so-stellar discussion. You see, first problem, my microphone went haywire, so you're gonna hear this lovely static noise every time I talk. Second, this was supposed to be the Octoberween special, but then we all remembered we all hate holidays and sources of joy. So this podcast turned into 4 hours, no extrapolation, literally 4 hours of subject matter that is specifically not allowed on the podcast. So here's 20 minutes of what we were able to salvage, and as you'll hear as soon as it starts, it was a real doozy. Enjoy.
I recently came across this information when I had a discussion with my mum, where she said, babies apparently are covered in hair in the womb, and before they come out, this is the way she described it. They eat all of the hair, and when they come out, their first poo is like tar. Like a baby's first poo.
That's because of the umbilical fucking shit. The baby does not eat the fucking hair. Like, okay, because it's not really hair. It's like a filament, and it just kind of roots. It doesn't quite root the baby, but it kind of creates friction, so the baby's not moving around as much in the womb. But they don't eat the fucking hair, though.
Okay.
It's kind of attached to
my mother and I are not doctors. This is just what she heard. So she said, apparently
Why
that's
are you
why
having these kind of
words.
conversations with your mom?
Why not? I have no one else to talk to except for you guys. Everyone else is at fucking university right now. And
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Quiet, you. We just have conversations.
But, like, you would just talk about normal things like, Mom, let's talk about fucking eating hair in the womb.
She's the one who, my mom loves like fucking
Mommy,
trivia.
did I eat your pubes when I came out?
Let's
put that fucking image in everyone's mouth. That's scary.
Well, you know what? The other thing I also learned is that technically, no matter what, you've been deeper inside your own mother than your father ever will be.
Oh, you want a fucking reward for that joke? Great.
It's not a joke.
You stole that off the internet.
I'm so fucking proud.
That was something I read off the Culture Crash script.
Yeah, which probably stole it off Reddit in 2012. Well, fuck you.
Our fucking Halloween special, and we're talking about this horrific shit about babies.
Babies
Set
are
in the
scary.
mood.
I bet, Ivan, you wouldn't even kiss a baby if it meant you'd be voted president.
You know I'm going into pediatrics, right, Val? Like...
No, I didn't know that.
I like you think I have this disdain for babies. It's like that's like the field of medicine that I'm attempting to work in.
I don't know this shit. You don't talk to me.
I did my fucking internship
often.
in a fucking pediatric primary care unit. Like, holy shit, I used to fuck babies are the fucking best.
Were you? Whoa,
Was you about to say I used to fuck babies? That sounds like something someone who used to fuck babies would say.
I think that's you guys that have fucking babies on the brain.
Anyway, it's Halloween.
Yes, it's Halloween.
Isn't it,
this
Ivan?
is frightening.
It is.
So what are you guys dressed as Halloween right now? Because it's Halloween right now. What are you dressed as?
A living nightmare.
That's who you are every day.
Every day's Halloween if you try hard enough.
Disappointingly, not enough people celebrate Halloween where I am, so nothing.
Yeah, what's the spookiest thing that's ever happened to you?
Naomi, do you want to take this first? I have to think about this.
I know shit.
What do you mean spooky?
I'll start. And so the other night, out of random, I was just brushing my teeth. And a fucking ghost grabbed my ass. I shit you not. It grabbed my ass. It tried to get a finger in my butthole, too. Like, it was fucking terrifying. And I was kind of aroused, too.
I feel like you just got an anal spasm.
No.
Are
you doubting him?
It grabbed the right cheek, and it tried to slip a finger in.
Well, is it like that? What's that movie where the woman's fucking laying in bed and then the ghost rapes her?
What?
Ghostbusters?
Don't you know that movie?
Cats Don't Dance?
No, we're not talking about Cats Don't Dance today, Ivan. But no, it's a famous scene where a woman's like laying in bed and she has sex with a ghost in a bed.
Wait, is it rape or sex?
Yeah. Is it consensual?
Yeah.
There's a scary movie where this girl's making pottery and the fucking ghost is behind her making pottery with her.
I love that film.
That's Ghost. That's literally Ghost.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So if you guys have never had spooky things happen to you, let's talk about. We're getting fucking viewer questions because I asked. And Liz Neko writes, "What's your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever had?"
The best Halloween costume I ever did, it was with my friends. It's pretty generic. It was the Joker, and my mates were. It was Dark Knight Joker.
Oh, I got a good story about. Okay, you keep going, but I got a good story.
Oh, you mean when you patrolled the city as Batman?
No, don't. I'll tell the story, Val. You tell your lame story first.
Spoilers!
And then I'll tell mine.
Yeah. So okay, so it's really just the example because I'll be honest with you, when as you get older, it's like your costumes get better because you can actually put effort into them.
I put less effort as I got fucking older. Like my costumes were homemade when I was a kid, but then when I finally got money, I was like, nah, I'll just buy it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like cosplay and shit, you know. But so anyway, I'd say the best costumes I ever did were one year I was like a cowboy and I had like, you know, those fucking armbands casino.
What about the Joker story? I thought you were about to tell a story.
It's not much of a story. It's just the most effort I ever put into a fucking
you're
costume
one of those kids.
ever. You know, no, it wasn't when we were kids. It was like at a Halloween party where everyone's fucking making out and drinking and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
It's one of those
like,
parties.
don't touch me in my cosplay.
Now, want to know how I got this scar? I fell off my skateboard trying to do a 360 ollie. Oh, he was great.
Were you that kid?
That was not
Ivan?
me. I hung around a bunch of people who fucked around. But if you want to talk about my fucking Dark Knight related fucking costume story, I did go as Batman one year, and I got some fucking mileage out of that fucking costume. It was the Christian Bale Dark Knight costume. So aside from the belt, it's all black. This thing fucking, it is a stealth in the middle of the night. It's a stealth fucking costume. And me and my friends used to do this thing called sidewalk stomping. It's when we get into big groups and we would pretend to fucking fight each other. And we would do this in front of like just normal people who don't know what's going on. Or even better, if we could find a police car hiding somewhere and fight nearby, just so they could barely see us, so they couldn't tell we were fucking around. Just to get them up in an uproar. And we would do this, and we would keep upping the ante every time, just adding a gimmick to it. Like one time we were at a party, like those boring kissy makeup parties that Val was talking about. One time we were there.
I was in high school.
Yeah, I was in high school too, but we weren't boring. And so we're at the party, and like I said, everyone's fucking making out and getting drunk. This is boring. It's like, yo. So we had one black friend there, and so we put him on this old little grandma bike, and we sent him ahead. And then we got as many people as possible. I think we got like 20 people in a mob, and we chased him down, like down the streets, right by a police car. And the police car's like, what the fuck? And we're like, wow, how do we go bigger than that? And so then we decided, I got my Batman costume, and I hid in a tree. And one of my friends, like, he collected knives, like pocket knives and shit, and he had this really cool pocket knife that when you it was a batarang, and when you pressed a button, 2 knives flipped out of it. So it was just a giant knife fucking batarang. And so he gave me the batarang, and I hung out in a tree, and they started a fight right in front of the police officers. At this point, they're very privy. It's like, oh, it's those dumb kids who always pretend that they're fighting. And then I jumped out of the fucking tree and started fighting them as Batman. And the police started laughing. And then I grabbed the fucking batarang, and I went to throw it, and I accidentally pressed the button. And so I essentially threw a knife at a person, and my friend fucking just narrowly ducked, and this is a big ass fucking knife, and it just stuck right into the tree. So the police could fucking see that I literally threw a knife at someone. So all of a sudden, as soon as I threw it, I went, oh! And then also you just see the red and the blue lights go off on the fucking police car, and we fucking booked it. And so I ran into the fucking night. And like I said, and they couldn't fucking find me because I was in that all black Batman costume. Like literally the only, because I didn't wear the belt. So all you could see is like my bottom of my jaw, my chin line. That's the only thing that wasn't all black. And I fucking hid in the bushes. And I hid there for like a half hour. And just trying to make sure the police were off my tail. And one of my friends starts calling me, laughing, starts quoting the end of the Dark Knight. Like, why are they chasing him, Dad? Because we have to. He's the hero we deserve. It was so fucking funny.
That was a great... You know what? Okay, I think I remember a more interesting story for you,
Good.
Ivan, on Halloween. Okay, then. So, as you know, Ivan and Naomi, I like to frequently go to Bristol. And we go out and we spend Halloween at a gay bar.
I'm intrigued.
And you know what? I love gay bars. I have been to so many great gay bars. They have great music. Everyone is so nice. And I feel fucking pretty there. You know, I appreciate the attention, to be honest. But you know what? I'm going to say it. Not only do those gay people know how to party, but they put so much effort into costumes. The people there were terrifying. There was like some really abstract shit there.
Okay, gay people are scary, Val. Just because they're different from you.
Aren't they, Ivan? No. They were just like, people came up with like really abstract stuff. There were people in like fucking stilts with like weird just black material all over them, covered with like eyeball. It was weird, man. But really fucking fun. I remember one of the most interesting things that happened there. I was just taking a piss with my mate, and
taking a piss with your mate.
Taking a piss with my mate, and this crossdresser walks downstairs covered in alcohol. It's just like, oh my fucking god, I am having the worst night of my life. Takes off his wig, takes off his fucking dress, and he's just there in his undies. And we're just like, it's like, oh, sorry, lads, it's fine. It's like, so, what happened here? It's like, some fucking bitch I know. And this is like a 6 foot tall, not even in high heels, gay man being like, some fucking bitch I know just threw a drink in my face. It was just bottom line, it was a fun night. Everyone there, way better costumes than I had. I just had makeup on and like a fucking top hat and shit. Honestly, I wish I was more prepared for it. But that's probably my favorite Halloween I've ever had. That came out as well, actually. Me and my friend are gonna go see It. And a funny story about It is, when I was a kid, my mum watched the miniseries from the 90s. And she said, she read the book as well, and she was like, ooh, when I was a kid, I asked her, Mom, what's the scariest thing you can think of? It's like, ooh, when I was a kid, I read a book called It. And I went, oh yeah, what's that about? She said, oh, it's about a killer clown who murders kids by dragging them into the sewer. And she was so vague about it that, and, you know, my expectations were completely changed when I finally watched it years later. But as a child, when I was told that a killer clown murdered kids by dragging them into the sewer, my mind went to, I am on the toilet, and a hand will come out of my toilet, grab me by the dick, and pull me in so hard that my spine breaks, and I will just be dragged down the fucking sewer. Jeez. That is what I thought. So for like maybe a year or two, as a child, I was afraid to take a shit or piss. It would like be run in, run out.
Like you're
now I'm going to
the
see
toilet and you just shoot that turd right out.
Yeah. A similar story, you can cut this out, Ivan, if it's a bit gross.
I'm not cutting it now.
Oh, fuck's sake, asshole.
Don't say it, Naomi.
My
Spare
toilet
yourself.
didn't used to work properly when I was in the house I lived in when I was little. So when my mum was on that time in the month and there was blood in the toilet, and I was too young to understand what a period was, I'd be like, Mom, there's blood in the toilet, and she'd be like, it's fine. Like, she wouldn't come up with any. She was like, oh, just get on with it, go for a piss. And I had this abundant fear that a shark lived in my toilet bowl, and if I went for a wee or a poo or anything, it would just absolutely decimate my genitals. And that would
there
be
actually are
it.
sharks in the toilet. That's actually true. That's factual. There are such things as toilet sharks.
I've heard about that, but they're not like aren't they like in the sewer?
But my fucking toilet shark is like, it's gay and it doesn't have teeth, so it tries to like just suck my dick, and I hate it. It's annoying. And it fucking tries to pull my dick through the fucking hole in the toilet, and it's like, stop. It gets stuck in there.
So it gums your dick.
Yeah, but it tries to pull it in. It's almost like I'm just fucking the toilet.
Someone just walked in like, Jesus Christ, Ivan, what are you doing? I can't help it.
It's the gay shark that lives in my toilet.
I actually have. You can also cut this one out. So guys, you guys are both masculine people with penises.
Pardon?
You guys both have penises.
Thank you for letting me know that.
I believe so.
I thought we all did. What do you have?
I don't know. I don't look down there. So I had a point. Oh yeah. So you know sometimes guys get like erections or whatever. Can you wee when you have an erection?
Yes.
Yes, but it's a fucking mess.
It's uncomfortable.
Do you have to do like a handstand?
No, no, you just have to kind of like. Yeah.
Like push it?
Yeah, I push it down.
Yeah, you just have to.
But here's the thing, there's a comfort
boy.
zone, because if you push it down too far, it completely blocks off the fucking ureter.
Oh, like the pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
or you have to, like,
because I'm taller, so I have to like bend my knees too. Otherwise, I'm gonna overshoot the fucking toilet.
Oh my god.
And then I can't bend down too far, because then the fucking toilet shark jumps out and grabs it, and it's his favorite. This is officially the worst episode.
You can pee.
Guys.
Yeah, it probably is.
Naomi,
yeah.
why'd you make us talk about our dicks?
I have another question.
Why are you so
ahead.
fascinated with dicks?
Because I want
I'm
one.
pretty sure I've taught her most of her fucking like sex ed.
Don't reword that. Reword that now.
God, I hope someone wasn't recording that.
No, Devo,
You could
Devo,
splice
cut
that
out.
in the worst possible
I can.
way.
Unfortunately,
You could.
I don't have the time.
Back to my question.
Go on.
What is the most shameful, shameless, whatever thing you've like came to? Like let's say your tip of your penis accidentally touched the ceramic on the toilet when you was peeing with an erection and you came. Like that as an example.
Yeah, I did fucking come in the fucking toilet shark's mouth one time.
Just to make him happy, not.
Just to get him to fucking fuck off. Here you go, what you
still
want,
there,
now leave.
Ivan?
And that was a bad idea because now he wants more. It's like when you
He's
feed
got
a
a taste
stray
for
cat,
it.
it comes back for more.
Spooky now I'm over this.
And that's a wrap on what I can officially announce now was our penultimate episode of Burning Bridges. Yes, that's right. Next month will be our big finale, and oh boy, do I got big plans for it. So catch fire with me one last time next time, everyone, and take care.
I hate this fucking show.